So as you know that there is a big news coming up with CPA exam in India continuing from 2021, right? So uh, we the entire objective, right, of this webinar is to talk about not only about CPA exam in India, but also about the registration process and what all are the issues and in the CPA thing, right? The eligibility and the licensing. That are the two important things. Apart from that, we'll also be discussing about the future plans of the CPA exam in India and how about the testing in Nepal, right? So the first quick 2 minutes, the important information is, as you know, that exam will be there next year, the entire year in India for every month, right? So every month you will be having the CPA exam. So that's the official information about the continuous testing. As you might have as you might have already seen the videos previously with Anurag, which I have done, that the exam will be every month. So what does it mean? That in that particular month, if you have failed, so you can write the exam again, right, by applying to the NTS, which is your hall ticket, and sit for the CPA exam again in the same particular month. So that is known as continuous testing, right, which is a new update which have come, right? So that continuous testing was there in US, and now it is being applicable in India also. So we will be having the continuous testing every month. So that means that every month the CPA exam will be held, right? And the possibility is very much higher to conduct that in the next 2 3 years also. But good news for us is that the exam is also in Nepal, right? So that is also very important thing. So if we have any issues and all, right, that in India, if Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have any issues and all that, the exam would be conducted next 3 4 years also. But having said that, the Nepal also has been booked conservatively by AICPA. So the exam will also be there in Nepal as well. So that's where you would have two important locations now for CPA. One is India and one is Nepal. So that is a very important information which we need to understand. Now, having said that, what is a CPA qualification? So like we have guys in India, chartered accountants, right? US chartered accountants are known as certified public accountants, which is CPA. So it is considered to be equivalent of Indian chartered accountants, right? So we at Simandhar Education are the official partners of the Becker Professional Education. Apart from the Becker product, we also provide our own live classes and all, as you might have seen. All right. So we have been there in this particular thing since last 5 years now, closer to, and passing a lot of the people in CPA examination, seen a lot of alumni scoring 98, 97, 99. So these are some of the top scores which have gone to in both in Becker as well as Simandhar Education, right? So, and these are some of our course offerings like US CPA, US CMA, CFA. CFA we haven't started, we just planning to start. We have US GAAP, data analytics, blockchain. So these are some of the things which we are doing, right? So now quickly about what is CPA. And just to give a brief about myself, so I'm Shripal Jain, I'm a chartered accountant and a US CPA, right? And that's it about me. So I'll straight away jump into the qualification. So as you know, the US CPA license, unlike other accounting qualification, is granted by US State Board of Accountancy, which is BOA, right? Not by a professional body. Candidate need to fulfill 3 E's to earn the US CPA license. So one is education, right? Second is exam. Third is experience. Now, why is experience important, sir? So to sit for the CPA exam, you don't need any experience whatsoever. But to get the license, you need a 1 year work experience. Now, what is a license? Like in India, we can open our own CA firm, which is a chartered accountancy firm. You can also open your own CPA firm as well. So you need a practice, you need a certificate of practice for that, or we say license in CPA in US, right? So that is like you, if you want to open up something on your own, or I would say, and that also if you want to put up your name besides Shripal Jain say CPA, you would need a license. So for that, you need a 1 year of work experience, right? And 150 credits, which I'll come slowly to that particular thing. So right now we are discussing about the CPA license. So now this license is granted by 55 states in US. As you know, every state have different requirements of CPA. So that is a very important thing to note down. Now, does it make sense like if I'm doing the CPA from Washington or if I'm doing a CPA from Illinois? So is a Washington CPA better or Illinois CPA better? It doesn't matter at all. What is important is you sit for the CPA exam because it's a uniform CPA examination. It really doesn't matter if you're writing from California or if you're writing from North Dakota or if you're New York CPA, or if you're a California CPA, it doesn't really matter because it's a uniform CPA examination. So what you need to know is if you're eligible for the CPA exam or not. Once you kind of know that, that is fair enough. So any state board should not be an issue, right? So now what are the key organizations? I'll come to some of the questions. I'm seeing that a lot of them are already asking on eligibility thing. So please wait. I just want to explain first what all are the organizations which you need to know. So we have AICPA, which is American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, which is like in India, we have Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. In US, we have American Institute of Certified Public Accountancy, which governs the CPA qualification. Then we have state boards, which regulate the accounting profession and serve as a licensing body, right? So like that, they have 55 state boards. Then we have NASBA. So this is an important point where you see your scores and all. So they maintain the candidate database, right? They are also an evaluation agency which evaluates your credits. So I'll talk about the credits in our next slide. So just talking about the organizations which you need to know. And then we have Prometric, where your exams happen online, right? So you need to go to a Prometric center in India and write the exam. Now, where are the Prometric centers in India? So as you know, the good news is that there are a lot of locations in India where the CPA exams are happening. Kolkata, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, right? So these are very popular centers. You have Trivandrum, also one center. So these are some of the prominent Prometric location center in India where you can write the CPA exam. So that is a very, very important point to note down. So what is a Prometric? Because the exams are online, it is not a paper pencil exam. It's a completely computerized exam. So you'll need to go to the Prometric location. Like you might have seen the CAT exam in India, a GRE or a CAT, you need to go to the Prometric and write the exam. Same way it happens in the CPA also. You need to go to the Prometric, which is you'll be given with a system, right? And you need to sit there and write your exams. Now, what are the steps to become a CPA? I'll take in between pause so that I can pick up a lot of the registration related questions. So, but first step is the education requirements. So now very important thumb rule, guys. If you're a graduate, you are straight away eligible for the CPA exam. Whether be first division, whether be second division, third division, doesn't matter. You are a BCom, you can still be sitting for the CPA exam. But the only catch here, one very important point which you need to make a note of that is, if you're a BCom and if you're a second division, you just need to do a bridge course along with BCom. You don't need to wait for the bridge course to complete. Hope I'm getting this right to everyone. So I repeat this again, you don't need to wait for the bridge course to complete. The moment you register with the bridge course, you can sit for the CPA exam. I hope you are able to understand, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Is this clear? So BCom, if you're just sitting with, so the requirement is that if you're a graduate, right, you just need to register for a bridge program. Now, what is this bridge program? Because BCom gives you only 90 credits. So by default, all the CPA state boards, they require 120 to sit for the CPA exam. There are certain state boards without 120 also you can sit for the CPA exam. Now, what is a bridge course? To meet that 90 to 120, that is known as a bridge course, right? Because your BCom gives you 90. Now, how does BCom gives 90, sir? And what is this credit, first of all? Now, what happens in US, every year of your graduation is converted into certain number of units known as credits. So first year gives you 30 credits, second year gives you 30, third year 30. So these all three becomes 90. Now, but US require 120 credits, which is 16 years of education. By default, India has 15 years of education. So now you need one more year to bridge that credits, right? So that is the reason why we suggest a lot of them to do a bridge course. So they don't need to wait for the bridge course to complete. What are the bridge courses? Like postgraduate diploma in accounting or MCom from IGNOU and all. So all these distance programs are also counted under the bridge course. You just need to complete that. You'll sit for the CPA exam along with the bridge course and you can complete it, right? So that is one requirement. Now, sir, if I'm a CA inter, CS inter or ICAA inter, straight away CA inter, ICAA inter, CS inter will give you 30 credits. So you have a BCom, and if you're a CA inter eligible, you don't need to do any bridge course. If you're a BCom plus CS inter, no bridge course. If you're a BCom plus ICAA inter, no bridge course. No credit for CFA, ACCA or US CMA, right? So there is no credits for any of this courses. So that is very, very important. You might have credits for CIMA. So if you have a UK CIMA degree, right, unless and until there are no exemptions in that. So for exempted subject, you won't have credit. For a normal UK CIMA, you will have credits, right? If you have a CA foundation or CS foundation, also you will get a credit. ICAA foundation also, you will get credits. But just that if you're a CPT and all objective type questions, you don't get any credits for that, right? So after getting license, so now I will open up for the questions, because this was the eligibility, because I know a lot of this issues are there on that. So if you're a BBA or so your MBA gives you 60, your MCOM gives you 60, your any post graduation will give you 60 credits. So chartered accountancy is considered as a post graduation. Are there any exemption if I'm a chartered accountant, or if I'm a company secretary, or if I'm an ICAA? There are no exemptions whatsoever. You need to write all the 4 subjects of CPA. So in CPA, there are 4 subjects: financial accounting, reporting, auditing, regulation, and BEC. So these are the 4 subjects, only single level exam. It is not like CA where you will have 3 levels, right? CPT, IPCC, and final. Now it is CA foundation and IPCC and CA final, right? So here there is no such, it's a single level exam, unlike the Indian exams, right? So just 4 exams and you're done with it. Now, what is eligibility? I think we have already discussed. Sir, after getting license, can I surrender it, or does it create problem? I don't think so. It doesn't create any problem. You can apply for inactive license also. All right. Sir, BCom from DU SOL is eligible or not for 90 credits? If you're from a AICT approved, you will definitely get the 90 credits. Can you please let us know BCom with CA which state registration? If you send the documents, we can let you know. Without the documents, we don't recommend any state boards. MCom gives you 60. What about non-commerce undergrads? Non-commerce undergrads also, they are eligible. So if you have a BBA or BSc or BA, but just ensure that your BSc or BA is major in economics, or you should have some sort of accounting in that. If there is no accounting, no economics, anything in BSc and BA, you will not be eligible for the CPA exam straight away, right? Even though you might do a diploma or anything, BSc or BA candidates, if you don't have economics or any finance related subjects or any industrial related subjects, you will not be eligible for the CPA exam, right? Next question is BCom plus CA Inter plus bridge course gives 150 or not? Very easily. BCom gives 90, CA Inter gives 30, bridge course will give 30, and you will get a 150. So you need 150 for license, 120 for writing the exam. So what if I don't apply for license? Because there are 3 years limit which is given. Within 3 years, you need to apply for license. If you don't apply within 3 years for license, your scores will get lapsed and you will need to write the CPA exam again. So that is what you need to remember. That's why you need to go for an institute who have a good knowledge of the CPA license and all. There are a lot of these institutes who have started recently just because their CA coaching centers are not working. So they just started with CPA and they have hardly any knowledge of eligibility, licensing and all. Just ensure that you go to an institute who are experienced, who are there, and the person himself is a CPA first, right? So here we have licensed CPA. So I myself a licensed CPA. So whatever we would be telling up is from our experience. It's not like we are telling over that above and all, right? So CMA qualified along with BCom gives 150. Definitely yes. You CMA qualified, when I'm talking about Indian CMA qualified, US CMA won't get any credits. Indian CMA would give 60 and BCom will give you 90, 150. MBA finance, definitely yes. It will be considered 60 credits. Very, very good. All right. So this is very important. So BCom plus MCom will give 120, BCom gives 90, MCom gives 60. So 150 would be the equation. What if we clear one group in IPCC? Will I be able to write CPA without bridge course? I don't think so, because one group of IPCC will give only 15 credits and BCom gives you 90. 90 plus 15 becomes 105. So you need to send the document so that we can know exactly what is there, or you can still set or not, right? Based on your BCom documents. Sir, is there any lag period between submitting my application and taking the exam? You can do parallelly. Right now, I'm in step 1, just taking the questions. Once I go into the step 2, Supriya, I'll take up that. So I'm just taking 5-10 minutes only Q&As, step 1, because eligibility, a lot of the people have doubt, right? So can you tell the marks how much? So I'm BCom, BBA and MBA from correspondence. So will my credit be sufficient? 100%, Jijo. Your MBA from distance also will be counted as credit eligibility, right? So is it beneficial in India or only in US? As I said you that there are a lot of US companies in India So definitely CPA is much respected in India. There are a lot of companies hiring for CPAs in India also. So you don't need to worry at all. Right? You have Apple, Amazon, Cognizant, Accenture, Deloitte, EY, KPMG. So a lot of them are hiring for CPA. Don't need to worry on that. So right now my focus on the first step is only on the eligibility, guys. Just stick to that question. Right? UK or US taxation, which has got more scope? As I've already said, you will need to get US taxation or UK, which has got more scope, sir, in India. I think US taxation. So one guy comes up and tells, sir, free में पढ़ा दो, भगवान दुआ देगा गरीबों की, सुनो. So I think good to hear that. Definitely will teach on free. If you can also work for free in other organization, I'll definitely teach for free. Right? So I have absolutely no problem. So so that's fine. Yes, next. BSc in Hospitality and Administration plus MBA in Finance. You'll need to do a bridge course, Kritika. And BSc in Hospitality and Hotel Administration, we need to check your economics credit. So you can just send your documents. We can ensure if there are no economic subjects or anything, then we'll need to check with NASBA, which is our partner for eligibility, and let you know, Kritika. So you can just get in touch with our team, www.simandhareducation.com. That is a place where you need to visit and get in touch with our counselors. Right? So is BCom plus MCom external from Pune University eligible? I'm also CA final student. Definitely yes. BCom gives 90, MCom gives 60. Distance is eligible straight away. Right? So MCom first year also will be eligible. 30 credits you will get from MCom first year also. And BBA from DU in Commerce and Economics, definitely yes. You'll straight away be eligible first. If you're in first division, straight away sit for the CPA exam. CMA qualified with BCom, already said 150. BCom plus studying MCom first year. MCom first year will give you 30, BCom 90, 120 Viriju. I think you should be able to sit for the CPA exam. Get in touch with our counselors, www.simandhareducation.com. BMS Finance, MBA Finance, definitely yes, eligible. Get in touch with our counselors, www.simandhareducation.com. Okay. I think that was a quick, again, rapid fire, right? Okay. Karan, just wait because we are going step by step and seeing the questions. So I'm just now in the first step only of the evaluation, right? Okay, so that's all we had from the eligibility thing. So what is the step two? Apply to, I'll take up the question just after 5-10 minutes, guys, so that I explain each and every step, because everyone is not here for only eligibility. They want to see what is the content of CPA also and what is the scope, right? So that is very, very important, because end of the day, after doing this qualification, do you have any job opportunities or not? That is very, very important for us to understand, right? So BBA plus CIMA, yes, you are eligible, Aman. You can get in touch. CS plus BCom eligible. CS gives 16, BCom 90, BCom private completed, C inter cleared. Yes, it is eligible, Prabhat. So anyways, www.simandhareducation.com. That is our website. Please do get in touch. So step 2 is apply to take the CPA exam, submit your application. Step 3, study for this exam. Step 4 is schedule the exam, get the NTS. Step 5 is take the exam. I'll go step by step for each and everything. So first step, we have met with the eligibility. Right. So once you are eligible and sit for the CPA exam, now you need to decide which materials you need to follow. Right. So we follow the Becker materials. Apart from that, we also give our own recorded classes and live classes both, which we take on Saturdays and Sundays. Right. So that also we do it. And who all have doubts, please raise your hands. I will unmute you after I finish this session. Okay. Now, so what are the subjects in CPA exam? So I'll just share my screen quickly. What are the subjects? Just let me know if you're able to see the screen also, guys. Yes, guys, are you able to see the screen, what we are showing in the Becker product? Yes, okay. So if you see that, guys, so these are the 4 sections in CPA. So one is regulation, which is US tax. See what happens in CPA is everyone is talking CPA, India, CPA eligibility and all, but no one is telling what are the subjects in CPA. First of all, what is the content and actually wo useful hai bhi ya nahi, right? So today we have 4 subjects of CPA. If you can see that, financial, auditing, regulation, and BEC. So when I see financial, if you see very, very amazing content, you have derivatives, you have financial instruments, balance sheet, consolidation. Now, this is one subject a lot of the non-accounting background people are very much afraid of. They ask me frequently this question, sir, can we pass this financial exam of CPA, because there are journal entries, everything being asked. So if a non-accounting background or MBA background is there, right? So is it like I will face severe issues in that? Let me tell you guys, we teach from the scratch. So we teach as if every student is a non-accounting background, because what happens in accounting is your basics should be right. Today also a lot of them don't know why the closing stock is credited to trading account. A lot of concepts and conventions missing, right? So that's where we teach from the scratch. So this is one of the subject which has US GAAP, IFRS, right? International Financial Reporting Standards, your financial instruments, balance sheet, fund accounting, everything is covered in this. So there are almost 10 chapters. You have 3 mock tests which we give along with this software: mock exam 1, mock exam 2, mock exam 3. Then we have our own CRM which is there, right? So this is one of their, where we take our live classes and all, and we give that also to the students apart from the Becker product. If you see that, we have a study plan, tips which I prepared, and then we have our class schedules. Every now and then we do it. So these are our internal videos, recorded videos of the local faculties, because there's a lot of the time people don't understand the US accent. So that's where we do our own live classes and recorded classes also to support. All right. And then we have 3 mock tests. Apart from this also, if a student is failing, then there is something wrong with our institute itself, right? So second subject when we talk about is the auditing. So if you see in auditing, it is much similar to the CA portion, right? So if you see that in CA chart accountancy or company secretary or ICAA, which you see that the content is much more similar of audit, but just that here the assertion based, the practicality of subject is more. If you see that in CPA, 50% is multiple choice question and 50% is simulations. Now, what are the simulations? So these are like essay questions which are being asked, right? So I'll just show you. I hope everyone is able to see the screen. Let me know if you're not able to see the screen, everyone. This is the how the simulation looks like. Yes, can you see the sims, guys, everyone? Okay, so this is how the simulation look like. So these are 50% weightage with an authoritative literature, which is an open book system, right? So you will be given a digital literature where you can check, ye to mast hai sir, mast copy karo aur exam rig do. But it is not so easy like that. What do you think, right? You have been given open book system, but if you waste a lot of the time in seeing that literature itself, you might well not complete the exam. So that is why it's important that you practice the software. And that's where a lot of the people ask me, sir, if I just get the material, is it sufficient? I don't think so. You should need a software because it's a computerized exam. The more you practice on the software, more familiar you become, right? Because here you need to do a lot of keywords testing and all. Because see there in the simulation, so they have 50% multiple choice question and 50% simulation. They'll ask you which standard number is this, right? So you need to check from the authoritative literature. Now see one question, I'll just show you how it is being asked in audit. So this is one of the questions they are: which guidance is provided by AICPA professional standard that states that all elements should be included in the policies and procedures in the firm's system of quality control. So now how do you see that? You need to check in the authoritative literature, click on PCAOB auditing standards and check where is that relevant standard number, that also you need to quote by seeing the literature. This is the practicality and the beauty of the exam. Now this is 50%. Like that, there are a lot of the sims which they ask in the exam. Much of the, so they are all again objective based only, but in the fill in the blanks. So I would say in simple words, they are case law based questions which they ask in the exam. So a lot of the times they might ask an audit report also for you. If you see that these are the scroll downs to complete all the electronic engineering is a non-public company has asked your CPA firm to audit. So this is how they will ask you. They'll give you MCQ statement 1, statement 2, select in that and accept it. So that's how you will write your answers and submit it here. This is exactly how your CPA exam also looks like. See, this is very important that you know the content also, because it's just not about eligibility, finding out exam India mein hai nahi hai. First of all, you need to understand what is the content, what are the subjects in CPA, right? Just not stating what is it and what is not, but important is to understand what are the subjects, because you need to understand that are you capable enough for handling this exam also or not. That is also very important. Regulation is the third section, which is US tax, individual taxation and all, corporate taxation, estate taxation, gift taxation, everything is covered in that. And the last one is business environment and concept, which is corporate finance, right? So you have a lot of the chapters: internal control, ERM, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, FRM, So you have economics, you have corporate governance, you have corporate finance. So people who have done US CMA before or CFA might find BEC easier. So people who are from CFA, US CMA, I would suggest to start with BEC first, and then with audit, then with FAR, and last should be the US taxation subject. So again, I'll go back to my PPT, which I was showing. So if you see there, guys, it's an objective based question, 50% MCQs, 50% task based simulation, no negative marking. Very, very important thing, no negative marking. You need to score minimum of 75% to pass the exam, right? So you need to score minimum 75%. That is very, very important. 3/4 of that you need to get it correct. So ये तो बहुत dangerous है 3/4 तक लाना. It is not so tough if you practice a lot of stuff, right? So practice the software, go through our live classes, our recorded classes, the Becker recorded classes, the Becker product, right? So I don't think so it should be a very difficult thing. So 50% MCQ, 50% task-based sim, and the exam scores expires within 18 months. You need to pass all the 4 sections from the date you write the first exam. Like if I have written the FAR exam in January, February I get the results. From February, you have 18 months time to pass the other 3 sections. If you don't pass the other 3 sections within 18 months, your exam which you have passed will also get lapsed. That is very, very important. Sir, how much will the CA final syllabus help here? I think it can help you in audit and FAR. If some of them are asking me how CA would be related, somewhat in audit and somewhat in FAR. But I would say people who are from non-accounting has a great chance of passing in CPA because they have never learned all this, right? So the urge of knowing, the interest, the learning will be more in those guys, right? We see a lot of CAs failing in this exam because they are very overconfident. They think that a easy exam and we can pass, and then they fail. Any exam where you are complacent, where you are overconfident, then you will be thrown apart in that particular exam. So never be complacent. Always be humble when you're studying for any subject. Though it might be similar, but don't be overconfident and don't think that everything will be covered, right? So I would say CA final ka thoda exam, somewhat content might be there in BEC, FAR and audit. Regulation, nothing is similar to CA. So it's a completely US tax. So CS, ICAA or CMA guys, or we might find some of the subjects familiar, but again, I would still go with my first answer. People who are from non-accounting might find this more interesting because everything is new for them. So they will learn more in depth, right? So if you see that audit is 72 MCQs, 8 sims they ask, and 4 hours is the duration. BC again 62 MCQs, 4 task-based sim and 3 written communication. Again 4 hours written communication. They might ask you to write an email to your finance controller, vice president, right? So email writing skills are tested here, right? Then FAR may have 66 MCQs, 8 task-based simulation, and regulation may have 76 MCQs and 8 task-based simulation. So this is how the format of CPA exam is. You have 50% multiple choice questions and 50% is case law based questions. And 4 hours is the average duration for the section. So if you see the content which I've already discussed, so ethics, assessing risk, performing procedures, audit reports in audit, financial may you have conceptual framework reporting, US GAAP, IFRS, governmental accounting, right? Then business may you have corporate governance, economics, financial management and all, right? And then you have regulation may US taxation, federal taxation, you have some of the anti-money laundering law, bankruptcy act, all those business laws content is also being added in regulation. So what are the pass rates, guys? Very good news. Unlike CA, the pass percentage of CPA is really high. So out of 150 people pass. In CA, out of 110 people pass. In CPA, out of 150 people pass. So almost 60 people, 59% is BEC pass percentage. So that's a big positive, that pass percentages are really high. So here there is no demand supply concept. They will keep passing if you are deserving, right? So that is what I would say it is there. So some of them are asking, do we need classes for all subject? 100% yes, because everything is new for you. Even though you might be from CA or non-CA background, you should definitely take classes because you're enrolling with an institute and paying for that. You must ensure that they give you live classes, they give you recorded classes, they give you the Becker product, right? कोई भी चीज free में नहीं लेना चाहिए. So once you are enrolled, ensure that you have live classes and recorded classes to each and every subject. So I don't think so without classes, this is a little tough to crack, right? Then Becker, as you know, 90% of our What Sells award winners are from Becker. So this is the So what is the beauty about Becker is, guys, they continuously keep changing their product, right? So I mean, they keep changing their content. That is very important. So a lot of the institutes are there in India who provide their own local material and all, right? So please don't go with that. Go with a institute which follows a proper content. So we follow Becker materials. So as you see in C exams or professional exams, the answers keeps there are a lot of amendments, changes, and all. So the software should reflect, or your book should be given with the latest content. And that's where we follow Becker, because everything is getting auto updated and all. So Becker is like very, very important. Will law part also be taught in BEC? I think law is not there in BEC, Anurag. It is only there in regulation. Okay. And then you have skill master videos, you have simulated exams. So 333. So overall 12 mock tests are inbuilt in our software which we provide. So this is what we had in our today's CPA session. So these are some of the things which we do. And a lot of the people ask me that, do you guys provide placements and all? To be honest, we are one of the largest training institute for US CPA in our country today. And we are tied up with a lot of the leaders. If you can see there, you have Nishant Mohta as the Invesco finance head. You have the SAP finance head. We had Standard Chartered head. We had Infosys executive VP at Simandhar Education. We had Ashu, who's the EY tax leader. We had Shailesh Haribhakti, who's the chairman in almost more than 20 companies. Go through our videos. A lot of the corporate heads are connected with us. It's not so difficult thing for us to place students here, because we are very well connected with the corporates. So I think that is one of our biggest thing, and our biggest KPI, right? Key performance indicator for Simandhar Education is our huge corporate connects with the leaders. We are well trusted among the big fours. We are tied up with Deloitte. We are tied up with EY. We are exclusive partner in EY taxation for US CPA training. And so that are some of the achievements. We are tied up with Invesco, tied up with Virtuosa, Polaris. If you can go through our LinkedIn thing, we kept on placing our students. Go through our YouTube videos where we talk about a lot of our placements and our job opportunities. I know that many of them, they complain about US CPA. After US CPA, they're not getting a job. It is very important that you have a good connection and good institute who can recommend you. We have been working in this area since last 5 years. So it's not an easy or I would say a difficult thing for us to kind of place the students. But what is important is you're passing the exam just not for getting a job. You can always open your CPA firm also. So we are also helping the students to open their own firm, make them entrepreneurs, talking to various CPA firms in US, and making them network with them. So that way we are doing our own initiatives also. Apart from that, we have our own Kikifin website where we place students who all are not from our institute also at times, right? So that's where we have been doing some of our initiatives and all. So it's not just we are just selling a course as such, but it is important that we also place the people. So a lot of the stress is being given on that particular thing. We have our exclusive recruitment website, which is Kikifin, where we keep on placing the CFA candidates, the CA candidates, CPA, US CMA. So without any cost to the students, at times our major priority is only for our students, right? Our next priority is for the people who are not registered from us. So we do help them even though if they are not our students, because end of the day, it is just about building a community, an ecosystem of CPA, just not about serving one or two people, right? So that's where we have been very active and all. And that's what I would like to tell, that here the support is more in terms of placements and all, in terms of corporate networking, in terms of grooming and all. These are a lot of the sessions which we have been doing in past, right? Okay, so that is what about us. So a lot of our corporate leaders sessions are there on YouTube. Watch us in case if I'm telling lies or if I'm faking and all. It's very important that you go through our YouTube videos. We have Rajneesh Jain, Reliance CFO. We had D Shaw CFO. We had Standard Chartered, Goldman Sachs. All those things are there. So you don't need to worry when you have such big leaders in your which are mentoring us. I think you should not have any issues whatsoever about the or distrust the qualification, right? Because there are a lot of US companies in India today. So we don't find any issues in placing them, right? At the end of the day, it is about your sincerity, how sincere you are towards this qualification. I think that is very, very important, which we think, right? So now I'll open up to the questions. Okay, so straight away, are people with distance BCom IDOL eligible? Yes, they are eligible. How good does CPA stand when compared to CFAs in investment banking domain? I think CFA just see, if I'm teaching CPA, it doesn't mean that I will only talk about CPA more, right? On the investment banking domain, I would say that CFA have a better chance, right, than CPA, because CFAs are meant for equity research, for investment banking, and also I would say if you're planning to go or venture into that area, I think CFA is your biggest bet. But along with CFA, if you can do CPA, I think you're having the great chances, because then you're having accounting knowledge, you're having valuation knowledge also. To value any deal, you need to have a very good accounting knowledge, right? So if you have a IFRS 3, say business combination knowledge, along with a valuation degree like a CFA, so CFA plus CPA would had a very, very good advantage, I would say, in that particular case, right? So how much total cost would be for CPA program? As you have seen, CPA, the entire course cost 3.25 lakhs, including the training and all. Excluding the training, you should be covering up at 2.1 or 2.05. So 2 lakh rupees is rough cost. You don't need to immediately invest. It will be over the period. So it is for per subject, 2 lakh rupees. You'll not spend straight away at one go. So it is like 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. So one subject. So how do we break down? Your CPA eligibility is $225. Your exam fees is $1,000, which is 78,000 rupees. And your international testing fees. Now, what is this international testing fees? If you're writing the exam outside US, you need to pay international testing fees, which is $1,500. So that's why the CPA fees become 2 lakh rupees. Else your CPA fees is $1,000 only if you write the exam in US. Just because you're writing exam outside US, which is in India now, so they levy international testing fees. Sir, what is the logic of international testing fees? See, they are conducting the exams at Prometric. So AICPA need to pay to that international testing centers, right? So that's where they charge from the students. So is it like one time? No. So $1,500 you can pay per part. You don't need to pay all the four together. You can pay per subject. So $1,500 divided by four, $370. So that's where it is, right? So overall time should be 9 months. Should be the overall duration of this particular qualification. So if you can see, some of them who are asking our contact details, we already have our website and all, right? So that is a way you can always visit our website www.simandhareducation.com. So what is the 0% EMI for CPA USA in Simandhar? So it's like 12 months. We are tied up with finance partners, whereby you don't need to pay any interest for 12 months, and that interest will be absorbed to certain extent by Simandhar Education, right? So if you take the exam fees, again, you need to pay international testing fees. Yes, definitely. How much time does it take to complete the tuitions for each subject? So overall 9 months it should take, not more than 9 months. So experience, is it pre-experience or post-experience? Any experience is counted. It should not be, it is not that it should be relevant in, it's just that you ensure that it is relevant or it is more into accounting. So if you have done before CPA also, that experience will also count. Now, some of them are asking about pricing part again. So now I'll tell you the pricing part, the eligibility. I'm just putting up there. So eligibility cost is $225, which you pay to the institute, which you pay to AICPA and NASBA, which is 15,000 INR, right? Then you have international testing fees, right, which is $1,500, right? And then you have the exam fees, which is $1,000. So that is what you need to ensure how this is being counted. So they have international testing fees one time. In case of NETEC, we need to pay the only exam fees, which is $250. No, international testing fees we need to pay again, right? So I can just clarify that because as far as I know, you need to pay again if you're failed. So does it give me opportunity to bring foreign accounts in India? 100%. If you can open your own classes and all, I think, I mean, your own CPA firm here, definitely you can bring that. But I can connect you to those CPA firms and all in US. So just ensure that if you have that dream of opening your own firm, I think we are the right persons to get connected with. I can definitely use. Eligibility for appearing CPA exam, I think you have joined late. I've already clarified that 90 credits are required. So after this session, it will get recorded in YouTube also. So you can always watch there in case of some of them who have joined late. You can straight away ask your questions. I'm just unmuting some of them so that they can raise hands and I can take up some of the question. Gurpreet, go ahead. Gurpreet, you have raised your hands. I've just unmuted you. If you want to talk, Gurpreet. Yes, others who want to ask questions, they can raise their hands now. I'm open to the Q&As now. Yes, everyone. Yes, Jalaluddin, you can take that. Yes, guys, you can raise your hands if some of them, because it takes some time. So what experience is counted for getting license and how long do we have to wait for license? As I've already said, 1 year of experience is required. That's all. So that is what you need to ensure. Okay. Supriyo, go ahead. Why is there a difference between lump sum payment and EMI of training fees? Some sort of interest is covered, Tony, in that. That's why there is a difference you might see in the costing. Right? Yes, Supriyo, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening. It was a lovely presentation by you, and thanks for that. Sir, yeah, I need your guidance. See, I'm a qualified CA with almost 14 years of experience.
Okay.
So, and I want to enroll here. And so, what will be a suitable time, and what is the perfect time to enroll and start and to prepare myself for towards CPA, because I have a full-fledged working also. So I have to manage all these things. So, what is the idea? What is the thought process? How to start as on a quickly basis, and the process map, if you can just
So,
highlight it.
Supriyo, see, you are doing a course, right? Not to complete it faster, but to ensure that you get the right knowledge. Am I right on that?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly,
So
exactly. And
if
when
I
when
if
when
I
can I
put a
start actually? Yeah.
deadlines, yes. So if I put a deadline to any course, then there will be a pressure. Already
Hmm.
there is a lot of work pressure. So I don't want that you take additional pressure of CPA exam, because you're doing this exam just for to get the knowledge sake and to get that needed recognition. So deadlines I can't tell, but what I can tell is every day if you can take smaller targets, don't be like today I'll study 14 hours, 12 hours and complete. You also know it's very unrealistic, right? So I
Yes.
would say put a shorter targets of half an hour, 1 hour every day, and then
Hmm.
slowly after a month increase it to 2 hours, 3 hours, and then to 4 hours, and 1 hour, 1 month before just 7, 8 hours. So that's how you can do it. You already have a
Oh.
chartered accountancy, which is your strongest area. You have already gone that. So CA
Hmm.
is one of the toughest exams today. Make so whatsoever, just because I'm doing CPA, I don't think so I'll tell anything against CA, because you also know, I also know it's one of the best today what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have in the world. It's one of the tougher courses among all of the courses. So you already have
exactly.
a very good base. So what I
Hmm.
could say is, just because if you're not able to manage the timing every day, 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, I think should be more than sufficient. Saturday and Sunday, you can take up three hours. And the
Yes.
best time would be to take up now only, because December you have holiday season, January, February, March, these are all year-end things. The work
Hmm.
is very lesser at that time. So perfect
Hmm.
time, Diwali time, you should better start off. The more you delay, a working professional
Yes.
keeps thinking about that and he will never do
Yes.
that, right?
No, no,
So once you have
exactly.
decided, you have got that spirit that, okay, I need to do, then just go for it, either with Simandhar or any other institute, or
Hmm.
even with your own. Never matters
Yes.
anything, but just go for it. Once you
No,
have
no,
decided.
I'll go with Simandhar only, because I am following with you in LinkedIn and everywhere.
Okay.
So it is excellent job you are doing, and the way
Thank you
you
so much.
actually process this thing. So I will go with you. So I'm just trying to understand actually how to do this thing, because I have to manage the work and this one to balance
So
this
I think,
thing.
Supriya, we have a lot
Yeah.
of the students who are there 48 years. Last quarter, we had, last month, you might have seen one LinkedIn testimonial
Hmm.
which was given. She was 48 years old, and
Exactly.
we have
Exactly.
written in regulation and scored 92 in reg. So when
Exactly.
she
Hmm.
can do, I think, Supriya, I think everyone can do it. I
Yes.
don't
Yes.
think so. We need more motivation,
Yes.
right? So we have a lot of the people who are experienced. We have partners level. EY partner is joined with us. We have
Exactly.
KPMG head joining us. So a lot
Hmm.
of the heads are already there. So they are the more busier than us, I would say, because they have
Exactly. Exactly.
28 years of experience and they're still doing CPA. So I
Hmm.
think they have already made the qualification to go up in its recognition, because they themselves are registered. So I don't think so.
Very,
Why can't you
very
do
true.
that, CPA? So it's all in the
Thank you,
mind.
sir.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Yes, others, please raise your hands. Yes, Jenny, go ahead. Jenny, I've unmuted you.
Hello?
Yeah, Jenny, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Jenny, we can hear you.
Okay. So I want to ask you that I am an MBA finance. and I have a credit background. I am currently working as a credit manager in HDFC Bank. So
Okay.
will the switch of this course, I will be shifting from, I mean, whole my core will change, right? From credit to account. So is it a correct decision or what?
No, 100% actually, because investment bankings hire a lot of CPAs. That's what I was telling. So you might, if you have a good due diligence mind, so you can definitely go into the due diligence profile of Standard Chartered, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. HDFC Bank again is an Indian bank, right? So if you have a CPA qualification, it will just open up your entry to the foreign banks in India, Citibank, Standard Chartered, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. So I would say CPA is a terrific qualification for you, Jaini, because you already working in a due diligence profile, checking the credit profiles of everyone and all. So this qualification should have a value add for you. And again, banking may everyone wants to switch over because they hardly have any options, right? To go into the core finance. So CPA can be that excuse of going into your core finance profile. Is that clarifies, Jenny?
But the my core will change, right, from credit to account. So will that affect my career?
No, it will not affect, because end of the day, it's all connected with finance, right? So you might be, see what you're doing currently, you're working in credits, reviewing the loan applications and all. Now you're going into the accounting, you might just learn the accounting aspect of it, right? The financial aspect of that. So nothing gets changed and all. So it's a right qualification, I would say, should not be a problem, Jenny.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Yes, Mainak, I have just unmuted you. Mainak Jana, I have just unmuted you.
Hello.
Yeah, Mainak, go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mainak. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. Actually, the problem is I have joined the session very late. Actually, I received the link very late. I have actually made up my mind to join, but I was wondering about the finance part. Is it a good time to, sir, to connect with you, or shall I get in touch with other representative about the finance part? I have heard that they are providing some kind of loan because the cost is really matters for the current
Correct,
scenario.
correct. So we have a loan partner where you can get in touch with our counselors. So I think they should be able to talk on more on that, the costing part. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Anything
sir.
on the
Thank you very much.
subject side, Mainak? Anything on the subject side?
Sir, actually, I have downloaded all the PDF based upon that. So basically, sir, I was wondering about the finance part. I have made up my mind to do that, but in the current scenario, actually, I'm not having that capacity to
No,
do it
that's why
totally
we
in
have
cash.
tied up with that loan
Yeah,
finance partner. So you can get
yeah,
in
right,
touch
sir.
with the counselor. They should be able to do that. Okay.
Right, sir. That would be great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Kirti, I have just unmuted you. You can go ahead. Kirti Kadam.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Kirti.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Like you've given us so many details, so I guess all the doubts are cleared out. I just have a doubt regarding the work experience.
Okay.
So I'm a CA final student, and I wanted to pursue this course after completing my CA. But frankly speaking, I'm stuck at CA final. So I've
How
thought that
many attempts you have given, Kirti, for CA final?
I've given 5 attempts. So
Okay. Okay, Kirti. Yeah.
yeah, so I was thinking about pursuing this course.
Mhm.
So regarding the work experience, what work experience is included in this? Like only CA firm, yeah, any accounting department or
Any
private
accounting
company?
department, anything which is related to accounting and finance, I can attest that. So I'm a licensed CPA. So you
Okay.
don't need to worry. I will only verify that experience. Just ensure articleship experience is not considered, right?
Okay.
Articleship experience will not be counted. So that is very
Okay.
important. And
So if
again,
I'm working in a CA firm, apart from the articleship, the experience will be counted.
yes, 100% yes. That will
And
definitely be
what
counted.
about any private company or anything in the
That
accounts
will also be
department?
counted, provided it is there into the accounting. It is in the
Okay.
relevant domain. If you're doing on a non-accounting or something like that, then it will
Okay.
not be counted. That's what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So Kirti,
Yes.
don't worry. I think after CP again write CA final also. I hope you pass both the qualification and become a chartered accountant and a US CPA both. So just
Yes. Thank
I
you.
think it's a good time you take a pause. You write the
Mm-hmm.
CPA qualification, get your confidence back. At least you'll have one degree, which is an international qualification, and then go ahead again with CA. I think because you have given so many times, my humble request would be to just take a pause now, do a qualification, do something different, and come back again. And I think
Yes,
who knows,
yeah.
again you can write the CA final and fulfill your dream, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Supriya, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, Supriya.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I'm a CA final student. I was supposed to write my exam last May, and I still haven't got the chance to. Like, November exams are just approaching.
Okay.
So, sir, I actually wanted to plan out in this way that I want to do CPA first, put my CA final thing on hold, and then maybe get back to it.
So, how many attempts you have given that for
So, I haven't. My first attempt was supposed to be in May, which got cancelled, sir.
So, why do you want to do CPA then? Because you
I want to do that, sir, because I mean, there are people. I mean, my brother-in-law is already doing CPA, so I kind of got the interest of doing it from his books. A, and B, honestly, sir, it's about the passing percentage and the surety that if I'm going to put in that much labor that I'm already putting into CA final, I can clear CPA before finals. I mean, so it's just a thought that keeps coming to mind. So that's the
okay.
reason. I
Okay.
want to shift and do
So,
CPA.
are you doing CPA just because your brother-in-law is
No,
doing,
no,
or
no,
do
no,
you
no, no, no,
really
no,
have
no, no.
interest?
I am doing because I got interested seeing his books,
Makes sense.
his
That's it.
FRA.
That's what I want to hear. So, if you're interested, then go ahead for it. If
Yeah.
you're not
No,
interested,
no, no,
just
no,
because
no,
he's doing, if you are
no, no,
doing it,
no, no, sir,
then
no,
it really doesn't make sense, because I
no,
don't
sir.
want people to stop their CA and see, just because I'm doing a CPA webinar doesn't mean that CA Becker and you come here, right?
Right, right,
So that's where, see, my objective is to ensure people understand that their interest is there or not. If they are
right,
really interested, then they should go ahead with, irrespective of whatever qualification it is, either be
right,
CPA, CFA, or whatever.
right,
Right? So if you're interested, then go ahead. I think you're on the right track. If you're finding the interest there, go ahead with CPA, finish that, and then you can write CA final. Also, you're very young; you haven't even written any attempt,
right.
and considering that the exams are also now postponed,
Exactly,
but
sir, right.
what I heard that they're being conducted again. I'm not sure if they are.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they release notifications and then there are questions coming up and everything. So it's all a mess, kind of, sir. And that is how my interest went into the CPA books because of this lockdown and this extension of exams and everything.
Okay, okay.
So that got me to thinking if I'm putting in that much labor in CA final, in which, like rightly you said, this just 10% passing thing, and this has 50-60%. I want to put that much labor and then get a degree first because I'm getting interested to that.
No, I think that makes sense, Supriya. So see, it happens because institute is also running through a bad phase
Right,
because of the COVID, they are just struggling to decide the dates and all. But I think everything will go smoother at ICI also.
right,
I hope they also do best. But for right now, for time being, if you're not finding that interest in CA, I think you can go ahead with CPA and just start off your preparations and all, and then revisit at CA also, because I don't think so CPA takes so much time. It's like
exactly,
content
sir.
wise, CA tests you much deeper and wider.
Right,
CPA is also on the same line, but it doesn't go into much depth like what chartered accountancy qualification does.
right,
So I don't think so that it would take more time, right? So 8-9 months for CPA, I think it's more than sufficient, and then you can revisit your CA exams again.
right, exactly. Sir, I had one more question. Is it kind of an advantage? Am I allowed to ask another question?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Is it an advantage if you are already a CA and then getting into the CPA, and like since I'm still a student, is that
I
kind
think
of a
it's a disadvantage, to be honest, because CAs are
Okay.
more overconfident. They
Okay.
think that once they pass CA, they can do
Okay.
anything in their life. So
Uh-huh.
that kind of complacency is very much there in much of the people. So I
Okay.
would say either ways, if they pass, also if they are humble enough, they can
Mm-hmm.
pass this, because I've seen a lot of the CAs failing in CPA. That is
Okay.
exactly for that reason. Right?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make things easier. Even if you're
Okay.
CA, it's just that see, it all depends on your acumen, right? So
Right.
how interested you are and how is your grasping power.
Right.
Even after CA also it will remain the same. Before CA also it will remain the same.
Okay, so that is what I wanted to know. Like subject wise and knowledge wise, does us being a CA help you in CPA? That was my main question
Correct.
actually.
So I think it's even Stevens, CA
Oh,
final student or CA, I think it will be one and the same. Should not
okay,
add
sir.
much value. Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Gaurav, go ahead. Gaurav, I've just unmuted you. Gaurav?
Hello.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, Gaurav, you're audible.
Okay. I have two questions. I have cleared my CA way back in 2006. It's been
Okay.
14 years, and the scoring I got was quite low at that time, and mostly in theoretical subjects I did good, and in practical, wherein here the percentage required is 75% and more of practical part instead of theory.
Correct.
And second, I am into banking since last 14 years, into trade finance and working capital. So
Okay.
what would be the scope post clearing CPA
So,
for me?
which bank you're working with, Gaurav?
It's a private bank, Indian bank, Axis Bank.
Axis Bank. Okay, Gaurav. So I don't think so that should have any issues because Standard Chartered do hire for CPA, Standard Chartered, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan for trade finance profile only. They popularly call it as financial due diligence profile. So AML, which is known as anti-money laundering related things. So I think you're good to go. You can do the CPA thing, but as we know, it's more practical. So you need to spend some time and practicing the MCQs from the software, go through our lectures, visit our classes and all. I think that should make things easier. So unlike CA, yes, this is more tested on practical grounds. I think you're on a right track. So I don't think so CPA should uh, uh, create some kind of issues for you. It's more practical in nature, but it's not so tough. So 75% is there, but then it's MCQ based also, right? So you must see that also. Unlike C exams, which is more descriptive. So the scoring of 75
Yes.
is a little tough in that, but here it will not be so tough actually. It's a little easy in that way.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Paras, go ahead. Paras, I've just unmuted you. Please go ahead.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, Paras.
Audible?
Yes, Paras, you're audible. Please go ahead. Hello. Yeah, Ramya, I've just
Hello.
unmuted you. I think I've lost Paras. Yeah, Paras, go ahead.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, Paras, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm saying that like I work in KPMG
Okay.
and I work for UK geography in audit. So
Okay.
will that work experience count?
Yes, it should count because it is in the accounting, whether it be in UK gap or US gap, irrespective of whatever it is, it should be in the accounting thing. That's all. I don't think so. That should be an issue, Paras.
Okay, so like I'm currently working, so like I will pursue my CPA now, and when I will complete that work, this work experience will be counted, right?
110% it will be counted. That's into IFRS. IFRS is there already covered in the CPA content. So should not be a problem.
Okay, that was my only doubt. Thanks a lot,
Thank
sir.
you, Bharat. Yeah, my pleasure. Yes, Ramya, I have just unmuted you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Ramya.
Yeah, actually, I'm working for the insurance project.
Okay.
Okay, am I eligible for this CPA exam?
No, I didn't get you. Insurance project in terms?
Yes, I'm working as I'm working in a insurance project as a billing team.
Okay.
Will experience include will I?
Yes, that is AR, right? Account receivable function, that is. Definitely, yes,
Yes,
that's
yes,
form part of finance, right? So I don't think so you
yes.
should have any issues, Ramya.
Yeah, okay. And one more question that I cannot afford that much of amount
Mhm.
actually. So if I buy any material and can I attend the exam directly?
So I think you can do that, but unfortunately that doesn't happen in CPA because CPA is more on it's a computerized exam. So it's not about
Okay.
training fees, Ramya, because it's about the exam fees of AICPA. So AICPA exam fees
Okay.
itself is 2,20,000. So the
Oh,
training fees is 1 lakh rupees is doesn't matter. See, what will happen is you might buy from other pirated materials and you might still pass 1 or 2 exam. And if you fail again, you might again end up paying
yes,
1 lakh rupees extra only. So better go through a
yes,
coaching institute, either we or anyone else, and get through at your
yes,
first attempt, right? Why do you want to go
yes.
into some other things and all? Because here
Oh,
the fees is of AICPA is higher, not of the training. In CA coaching, what happens? CA coaching fees is higher and the CA exam fees is lesser. In CPA, the AICPA exam fees is higher, not the coaching fees, I would say. 1 lakh, 1,10,000 is reasonable for all the 4 subjects, to be honest. If you see the other coaching centers who charge almost 30, 40,000 without any value addition. So I think here though we are providing a lot of these value adds which are there. So once you kind of create with a join the community, I don't think so you should have any issues. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have one question: pursuing CPA without CA will be fruitful for someone who's fresh up with some gap after master's degree? I think definitely yes. There is absolutely no problem with that. MCOM, LLM, and CA 150 credits. Here you're good to go, right? And the next question is how many days I take results announced? So typically it takes 14 to 15 days for the results to come in, right? So that is all. So 1 plus 7, I have unmuted you. There is no name for 1 plus 7. Yes, 1 plus 7. Who's this?
Hello.
Yes. May I know who's this?
It's Ritika Tariq.
Yeah, Ritika.
Sir, I wanted to ask, I have cleared my CA IPCC
Okay.
Booster group. So
Okay.
currently I have 120 credits.
Okay.
But for getting license, I need to get 150 credits, right?
Correct. Correct.
So will that work experience add to 120 to
No,
become?
no. Work experience. This is not like CA. So your articleship experience, nothing you will get. Neither your work experience, you will get. Credits are given only for education, not for
Okay.
experience. Okay.
So then
that's
how
where-
will I bridge this gap of
then
one?
after CPA you pass, you have 3 years, right? So you can do any simple distance program from IGNOU and you'll get 30 credits. That is absolutely no problem. First you look for writing the CPA exam. License wise, तो सब बाद में देख सकते हैं. I don't think so that should be a problem. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. Thank you.
So one question comes up from Jaini. Is there any chance of conducting classroom training? Jaini, first of all, there is COVID. Second thing is we are really powerful in online. Third thing is we have almost 1,000 students all over from India. So there is no point of conducting classroom training today. When I'm teaching the session, do you think that is it something boring, Jaini? Or do you think that in classroom we would have conducted this better? Right. So it again depends. Teacher, if he's in online or if he's in classroom, he will always be a great teacher if he's teaching well, right? So it really doesn't matter if it's a live classroom face-to-face or if it's an online thing. Till he's teaching well, it shouldn't matter to us. I hope that kinds of answers. So because we do all our trainings computerized, online, recorded, and I think we should be comfortable doing that because then we'll not compromise on the quality of the trainers. Once we have in every location, so there are a lot of institutes opening up in each and every location, they normally compromise on the quality of the faculty. At Simandhar Education, I believe that person, I want to be there at that one location and teach the entire students all over, right? So that I can clarify some of the doubts, each and everything, and I don't compromise on the quality of the teachers, right? So I don't want to open 40, 50 places and hire all the faculties who might not do justice to the students. That's how it is, Jenny. Okay. ACCA plus CPA worthy enough, sir? Definitely, yes. Both are worthy. Sir, why articleship is not counted as work experience? Because that is an internship. That is the reason why it is not counted as experience. That is the only thing I can tell. All right. So what are the timings? Weekend, Saturday and Sundays. That's what I have already discussed. Some of the times we have on weekdays, but very rare we do that. Okay. Yes. Any further questions, guys? Yes. So we are into last 5 minutes. If anyone have any questions, they can raise hands before I can log off. Yes, any questions? Sir, is there any time lag between the submission of CPA application and writing the exam? Yes, there is a time lag of 2 months. So once you moment, so but you parallelly prepare. You don't wait for that all things. So anyways, first exam you'll not write in 10 days, right? The first exam you will take 2 or 3 months. So that will keep going parallelly, right? So it is not like you will go for a problem and all. So can I get education loan? I don't think so. There's any education loan here. So can I do EA alone? Yes, you can definitely do that. We do provide for EA. So please tell us the marks allocated for each question. There are no mark allocation, Pratik. Unfortunately, it is all percentile and graded based system here. So we cannot tell for one question how many marks are there. It is a percentile. So it is based on the difficulty and the weightage of the question. So IFRS is LIFO is prohibited in IFRS. That is a easier question. So that won't have much marks. So your marks allocation depends on the difficulty of question, Pratik. It's not straightforward. One question will have 1 mark like that. I hope that kind of clarifies. CIPCC plus BCom 90, CIPCC 30, Yamini. So 120 credits you should get. Okay. So we send the transcripts to AICPA or Simandhar help us. So you just need to get those transcripts from your university. Simandhar will help from end to end with the evaluation, with the licensing, with the application, with the NTS. We have a big team. You don't need to worry for that, Supriya. Okay. Yes, next guys. Any questions? If I fail to score 75% again, do I need to pay the international testing fees? So that's what actually it is there, that we need to pay the testing fee again, right? So that's what it is. So I don't have any job experience apart from my CPA articleship. Will that be a hurdle? I don't think so. That will not be any hurdle. So how many papers can we give at a time? Best practices is that one paper you write every 2 months or 3 months, right? So 9 months, 3 months, one section, 12 months, you should complete the exam. That's what quarterly one section you can write so that you don't fail the exam. But if you're in some hurry and all, I think 2 months also one section, and for 8 months you should complete all the 4 sections. So should not be a problem at all. Okay. How do I contact the institute? I think already I've shared it in the PPT, www.simandhareducation.com. You have the mobile numbers. You can always touch bases on this number. Okay. Do we have any institute exams before we write the main exam? Yes, Jenny, we have 3 mock exams per section. Overall, 12 mock tests are given in the CPA things. So we definitely have that. Once you complete the 12 mock tests, then only we tell you to write the main exam. I'm a CA and did graduation from SOPL. So will distance learning be eligible? Yes, it will be eligible, provided it is in AICTE approved college. So you can submit your transcripts and we can let you know. Okay. Yes, Ramchandra, I have unmuted you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry, I'm Ram. I missed initial class. So is it possible for you to provide the recording, sir?
Yes, it is already being getting live on YouTube. I am also addressing simultaneously their queries also. Once the session ends, this will get recorded on the YouTube itself. So after say 3-4 hours, you can again watch the video completely. So it is getting live recorded now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any questions on subject related, Ram?
I don't have, sir. Most of the things you have been clear. So thing is
Thank
only
you so much.
yeah. So I missed out something. So I wanted to look into those.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Guys, again, one question comes up is what is a package after CPA? The compensation after you finish the US CPA 6 lakhs per annum for freshers, right? So that is a minimum CTC which we are placing the students. So 6 lakhs per annum is the CTC. SCA plus CPA, I think I've already clarified that are worthy enough. So fee payment after passing and getting a job, that's what actually, Vinay, that's what we have clarified. So after you pass the CPA exam, the minimum CTC is 6 lakhs per annum. Okay, then thank you so much, guys, for coming in. It was a amazing session today, being a completely interactive one. I hope you had a good time. So it has been 8:30 to 9:40, 1.5 hours non-stop again for me. So I'll just have to take a cup of tea now. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot for attending. And if you have any queries, please drop in into the chat window. All right. And we have also the YouTube channel, simandhareducation.com. Go through our YouTube channel, subscribe, like the videos. Please do comment on that. Any questions you have, put on the commentary sections and we can take it up and answer that accordingly. Okay. So I think one last question people have is what's the international scope for CPA? I think I have not covered that US CPA and Canadian CPA MOU, right? So just on a quick 2 minutes, I'll take that. So US CPA have an MOU with Canadian CPA, guys. If you're a licensed US CPA and have almost 35 months of work experience, you can get the Canadian CPA without writing any exam. Right. So even ICI also have an MOU with Canadian CPA, but you need to write one exam. With a CPA, if you're a licensed CPA and having requisite experience, you don't need to write any Canadian exam. You can straightforward. So, sir, with a CPA, can I go to Canada and all? See, please understand, CPA doesn't mean you'll go to US or in Canada. Don't be misguided, or all these institutes who are trying to tell you with CPA you can go there. Please understand, to go to Canada or US, you need to have experience, you need to have visa, you need to write IELTS exam, TOEFL or GRE or GMAT. An entrance examination needs to be given. You need to score minimum 8 out of 10 on that, and then you can go to Canada. After going there, definitely CPA is the biggest value addition. But without going there, if you're telling me, sir, with CPA can I go to Canada, is it an entry to Canada? No, that's not right. You need to have experience, you need to write IELTS exam, right? Immigration is a completely different thing, and writing an exam is completely different thing. अगर एग्जाम लिख के सब लोग यूएस चले जाते तो everyone would have written CPA and would have gone to US, right? Please don't get misguided with this all crap institutes who are spreading it, and lodge a consumer complaint also with this institute who are misguiding you. Okay, my humble request, so that our younger fraternity, our next generation also don't get misguided with all these cheap marketing strategies. So please understand that after going there to Canada and US, this degree might be helpful, but this is not a degree to go to US and Canada. So for that, you need an experience, you need a valid visa, an exam to be written, which is IELTS, or in case of US, you need to write a GRE or a GMAT. Okay, I hope this clarifies. Yes, it has an international recognition, but once you go to that country, then it adds value. It's not like with this qualification, you can go to that country. So this is not a passport. So passport is different, okay? So that's what it is. Any experience, Jaini, need not be in accounting, any experience is fine, okay? So CPA have a value in UK and Europe. I think in UK and Europe, ACCA have a bigger chance than CPA. So to be honest, so that is more value adder ACCA, but I'm seeing that in Ireland and all, in Cayman Islands, so people are doing more CPA because CPA takes lesser time than ACCA. ACCA is like 13 papers, CPA is only 4 papers. So people write that and get some visa there. So I think UK, Europe also, the awareness is not there, but then I would say go for a CPA there also. Should be a good value adder there also. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot for attending it. Thank you so much. So please stay in touch. I am available on LinkedIn. You can always add me on LinkedIn. So Shripal Jain, CA CPA, I will be there on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot.